Okay, good morning, students. In the previous lecture, we uh, saw the formation of steam from solid ice. The ice was taken at -10 degrees centigrade, and when it was heated, it got converted, the solid phase got converted into the liquid phase. And from the liquid phase, again, when more heat was supplied, the liquid phase, it turned into a two-phase mixture, that is liquid water and steam. And after when we still went on adding the heat to the system, uh, we reached a state where the steam, there was no water and 100% steam was there at the saturation temperature, and that point was your saturated steam state. Beyond that point, when we started adding heat, the steam reached the superheated region. Now, in the superheated region, the steam behaves like a ideal gas, behaves like an ideal gas, and obeys all the gas laws. Now, continuing from that lecture, today we are going to draw the graph between temperature and the heat supplied. Okay, so temperature being on your y-axis, x-axis, y-axis, and the heat supplied is on your x-axis. So in the beginning, we started where the temperature, or we took the ice, and the temperature of the ice was -10 degrees centigrade. So here the temperature is say -10 degrees centigrade. So the temperature is -10 degree centigrade here. So we started from the solid state. So at the start here, the temperature is -10 degree centigrade. So what we did was we started adding heat. So as we started adding heat, the temperature of the ice, it increases. So the temperature of the ice, it started to increase. Okay. And it reached a point where so if we take this point as A and this point as B, so as from A to B, the temperature of the ice, it started to increase, and it reaches a temperature or a saturation temperature where the solid starts to convert itself into liquid. And that temperature, if we take say the pressure, if we take pressure here as at atmospheric pressure. Okay. So suppose we are making this graph at atmospheric pressure. So at atmospheric pressure, the temperature where the solid ice starts to melt is approximately 0.01 degrees centigrade. Okay. So 0.01 degree centigrade is the temperature at which the ice starts to melt. Now here, what happens is the temperature remains constant, but what happens is the heat that we supplied, it converts the solid ice into liquid water. Okay. So if I drop a vertical here, okay. So here the state is solid. S stands for solid. Here the state is solid plus liquid. Okay. So from A to B, what is happening here is that we are increasing the temperature. By providing heat, we are increasing the temperature of solid ice. Okay. But during from point A to point state to point B state, the phase remains solid. Okay. The phase is not changing. Only the temperature of ice is increasing. And then it reaches a point B, that is your saturated solid state. Okay. So this point B is your saturated solid state. Now point B is your saturated solid state. Now saturated means now this solid is saturated, and if I add more heat into that solid ice, what it will do, it will start converting that ice into liquid. So solid starts to convert into liquid. At point B, it is 100% solid. Okay, and as I start moving in this direction from left to right, the percentage of solid, it starts to decrease, and the percentage of liquid starts to increase. And at point C, I reach 100% what liquid. I reach 100% liquid state. So this means during this, between these two states, B and C, we have a two-phase mixture, that is solid plus liquid. Now, the heat required to convert solid ice into liquid from 0 degrees centigrade is known as, this heat is known as, this amount of heat that is required, it is known as latent heat of fusion. Okay. Now the conversion of solid ice into water is known as fusion process. Okay. And the heat required to convert solid ice into liquid is known as latent heat of fusion. Okay. So this much the heat required to convert solid ice into liquid water. Okay. Now that heat is known as latent heat of fusion. Okay. Or it is also known as enthalpy of fusion. Latent heat of fusion or enthalpy of fusion. Now at point C, now when the liquid 100% liquid is there, now if I start adding heat, more heat, what will happen? The temperature of the liquid water, it will start to increase. So this temperature will start to increase. And at point D, say this is my point D. So this point D reaches, if I drop a vertical here, so parallel line. So this temperature is Ts, that is your saturation temperature. Okay. So Ts is what? It is your saturation temperature. This is also known as your boiling point. So Ts is your, it is your saturation temperature or the boiling point temperature. Means the temperature at which the liquid starts to boil. So that is denoted by Ts. Now at 1 atmospheric pressure, now at 1 atmospheric pressure, the Ts value is equal to 100 degrees centigrade. Okay. So at 1 atmospheric pressure, the value of saturated temperature is 100 degrees centigrade. So this means if we are boiling water, so at 1 atmospheric conditions, the saturation temperature will be 100 degree centigrade. And as we increase the pressure, the saturation temperature also starts to increase. Okay. Now this point D is reached. If I move forward, okay. So here what we have done is we have increased the temperature of water till it reaches, here it is saturated liquid state. D point is your saturated liquid state. D point is your saturated liquid state. Saturated means the water is now saturated. That means if I add more heat into it, the liquid phase will start to convert into your vapor phase or into gaseous phase. So liquid phase will not be there. Okay. And what will happen if I add more heat beyond this D point? The liquid phase starts to change into vapor phase. Okay. Now, the heat required, to raise the temperature. Now the heat, this much heat is required to raise the temperature of liquid water from 0 degrees centigrade to the saturation temperature is known as, this heat is known as sensible heat. Okay. So sensible heat, it is the heat required to increase the temperature of liquid water at 0 degrees centigrade to the saturation temperature. So that heat required is known as sensible heat. Now after this point, D point, now at D point, what is there? We have 100% liquid is there. So there is liquid phase. Now in this phase, there is single phase from C to D, that is liquid. At D point, there is 100% liquid. So if I start to add heat, what will happen? The temperature of the liquid will not rise, but what will happen? The phase transformation takes place, or the phase change takes place. So that is why we have a horizontal line, because during this phase, what is happening is the liquid is converting into vapor phase. So here we will have liquid plus vapor phase. L is for liquid, V is for vapor. So during this phase, liquid is getting converted into vapor phase. And then point E is, okay, this point E is known as dry saturated steam state. So at point E, what we will have is 100% vapor. So at point E, we will have 100% vapor phase. Okay. So at point D, we have 100% liquid. So as I start to move towards E, what will happen? Liquid percentage will drop and vapor percentage will start to increase. And as I reach point E, I will have 100% dry vapor. There will be 0% liquid in it. Okay. So that E state is known as dry saturated steam state. Now, the heat required to convert saturated liquid into dry saturated steam, saturated liquid into dry saturated steam is known as, it is called the latent heat of vaporization. Is called latent heat of vaporization. So here what is happening is vaporization is taking place. That liquid water is getting converted into vapors, into gas. So hence the heat is latent heat of vaporization. Now beyond this point E, if I still start to, like, if I still provide heat, okay, so what will happen? Now, because it is dry saturated steam, if I provide heat, the temperature of the steam will increase. So the temperature of steam, it will increase, and I will move into a region. So suppose at point F is there. So this is my, from this point beyond this point here, this is your superheat. Okay. So steam becomes superheated. And the temperature associated, so this F point can be any point on this graph in the superheated region, depending upon how much heat we need to provide. So more the heat we provide, the F will be more farther away on this graph. Okay, and more will be the enthalpy that will be there in the steam. More the enthalpy, more work can be taken out from that steam, but the temperature will also increase. So this region is your 100% vapor. Okay. Now this temperature difference. Now here the temperature is, suppose this is your F point at point F. The temperature here is T superheat. T, we have a subscript here. T subscript is superheat, SUP. T SUP, and the temperature at this point is TS, that is your saturation temperature. Now this difference between the two temperatures, that is your, this is known as degree of superheat. Now this degree of superheat is given by T superheat minus TS. Now this temperature difference is known as degree of superheat. Okay. The more heat we provide, the more farther away will be the point F, and more will be this degree of superheat. Now this is the diagram for that is your temperature versus heat supplied at a constant pressure diagram for solid ice getting converted into superheated steam, and all the intermediate stages have been discussed in this diagram.